Hello everyone and welcome to this interesting video by Simplilearn. Today we are going to discuss how to work on SQL queries using Python. Python, as you must be aware, is a high-level general-purpose programming language that can be used for data science and analytics. In this tutorial, we will learn how to work with databases and tables using SQL with Python. To do this demo, we will be using our Jupyter Notebook and the MySQL Workbench. You can see it here. So we will write our SQL queries in the Jupyter Notebook with Python-like syntax. If you don't have MySQL or Jupyter Notebook installed, so please go ahead and install them first. While installing the MySQL Workbench, you will be asked to give the username and password. Let me show you. So I am on my MySQL Workbench. So once you connect, it will ask for the username and the password. So I have given my username as root and password you can give while installing it. We will be using the same user ID or the username and the password to make our connection. So let's get started with our hands-on demonstration part. First and foremost, let me go ahead and import the necessary libraries. I'll give a comment as import libraries. Alright, so first I'll import mysql.connector. Next, from mysql.connector, I'm going to import my error method or the error module. Next, I want to import pandas as PD. So let's run this. Okay, there is some error here. This should be capital E and not small e. Alright, you can see I have imported my important libraries. Now I'm going to create a function that will help us create a server connection. So I'll write my user-defined function by using the def keyword. I'll write create underscore server underscore connection. This is going to be my function name, and it will take in 3 parameters. First is the host name, next is the username, and then we have the user password. Alright, I'll give a colon, and then in the next line I'm going to define a variable which is going to be connection, and I'll assign it to a value called none. Now we'll be using exception handling techniques to connect to our MySQL server. The try block lets you test a block of code for errors, and the except block will handle the errors. So I'll write try and give a colon, and then I'm going to reassign the connection variable to a method which is mysql.connector.connect. Now this mysql connector.connect method sets up a connection, so it establishes a session with the MySQL server. If no arguments are passed, it uses the already configured or default values. So here we are going to pass in 3 parameters. The first is the host name. I'll write host equal to host name, which is host underscore name. I'll give a comma, then I'll write user equal to user underscore name. Next will be my password, and I'll assign the value user underscore password. Alright, now I'm going to use a print statement and write MySQL database connection successful. After this, I'll give my except block. So I'll use the keyword except. Here I'll write error as err, give a colon, and then I'm going to use the print statement. Here I'm going to use some print formatting techniques using the F letter. I'll write error colon, and I'll use curly braces, give err, and then I'll close the double quotes. After this, I'm going to return my connection. Alright, let me give a comment here. We are going to assign our password, so we need to put our MySQL terminal password. So this password you assign it while installing MySQL Workbench. I'll write pw and I'll give my password, which is simply @12345, and then I'm going to give my database name. So I'll give database name. Here I'm going to write db equal to, this is the database I want to create, which is going to be MySQL_Python. Let me just scroll this down. Okay, now I'll say connection equal to, I'll pass in my user defined function name, which is create server connection, and the parameters, which are going to be localhost, that is my host name, my username, which is root, and then I'll give pw, which is my password, that is exactly simply @12345. Let's just run it now. Okay, there is an error here. We need to remove this double quotation. Alright, made another mistake here. This should be root. Okay, you can see here MySQL database connection successful. Alright, next we are now going to create a database, that is MySQL_Python. So I'll give a comment, create MySQL_Python database. Again, to create this database, I'm going to create another user defined function using the def keyword. I'll write the function name as create database, pass in the parameters as connection, query, give a semicolon, and in the next line I'll write cursor equal to, I'm going to make the connection, so I'll write connection dot cursor, and I'll give the parenthesis. So this MySQL's cursor of MySQL connector Python is used to execute statements to communicate with the MySQL database. The MySQL cursor class initiates objects that can execute operations such as the MySQL statements. Okay, next I'm going to again use my try and except block. So I'll write try, give a colon, and here I'm going to use cursor dot execute. Within that I'm going to pass in my query. Next I'll use a print statement, and the message I'm going to display is database created successfully. After this I'm going to write my except block. I'll write accept error as err, give a colon, and then I'll use a print statement. I'll write print. I'll use the formatting again, error colon, and I'll write within single quotes, I'll give curly braces err, and then I'll close the double quotes. Next, let's use the variable create underscore database underscore query, and here I'm going to write my SQL query to create the database. So I'll write create database, and followed by that I'll give my database name, which is going to be mysql underscore python. Okay. After this, I'll call my function, which is create database, and I'll pass in the parameters. The first one is connection, and next the query is create underscore database underscore query. Let me just copy it, and I'm going to paste it here. Alright, so what I'm doing here is I am creating a new function, that is to create a new database with the name mysql underscore python, which you can see it here. Now this function takes in two parameters, connection and query. I'm using the connection.cursor function, which is often used to execute SQL statements using Python language. And then I have created my try and exit blocks. So this try block statements will try to create my new database, which is mysql underscore python. In case it fails to create the new database, the exit block will work. So here I am writing my SQL query to create a new database, which is create database followed by the database name, and I am assigning it to a variable which is create database query, and then I'm calling my function create database and passing in the two parameters, connection and the query. Alright, so let's just run it. Alright, you can see here it has created my database successfully. Now you can verify this by checking the MySQL workbench or the MySQL shell. You can see on the MySQL workbench here on the left panel under schemas, there is a database called mysql underscore python. Let me just expand it. Now we haven't created any table, so it's not showing it now. The next step, we are going to connect to this database. So let's go ahead and connect to our database that we have just created. I'll write the comment as connect to database. Now to connect to our database, I'm again going to create a user defined function using the def keyword. I'll write create underscore db, which is for database underscore connection, and the parameters it will take is the host name followed by the username, then we have the user password, and finally we have the database name. I'll give a colon. In the next line, I'm going to create my variable, which is connection, and then I'll assign it to a value none. After this, I'm going to use my exception handling techniques. So I'll write my try block first. I'm going to reassign my connection variable using the MySQL connector method. So I'll write mysql dot connector dot connect. So this method will take in the parameters. So first it will take the host name. I'll write host equal to host underscore name. I'll give a comma. Next it will take the username, So user equal to user underscore name, give another comma. Next it will take the user password. I'll use passwd equal to user underscore password. I'll give another comma, and this time it is going to be the database name. So I'll write database equal to db underscore name. Now let's use the print statement, and the message we are going to print is MySQL database connection successful. Alright, finally we'll write my except block. I'll write except error as err, give a colon, and then I'll use the print statement. F within double quotes I'll write error colon, within single quotes curly braces I'll write err, and will close the double quotes. Finally this function will return the connection value. Alright, let's run it, and there you go, it has run successfully. So we have connected to our database. Now it's time for us to execute SQL queries. I'll give another comment saying execute SQL queries. Alright, now to execute our SQL queries, I'll use another user defined function which is execute underscore query, and I'll pass in the parameters as connection and query. I'll give a colon. I'm going to write cursor equal to connection dot cursor. Now this is used to establish a connection and run SQL statements. Next we'll use the try and except block. So I'll write try cursor dot execute. This will take in one parameter which is going to be my query, and then I'll write connection dot commit, which is another method. Now let's use the print statement. So I'll write print, let's say the message would be query was successful, and then we'll write our except block, which is except if the try block doesn't work, throw an error using the print statement. Within double quotes inside the curly braces I'll write err and close the double quotes. Alright, so let's run it. Okay, so we have successfully created our various functions that were needed to create a database, establish a connection, and to execute our queries. Alright, now it's time for us to create our first table inside the MySQL underscore Python database. So to do that, I'm going to write my create command in SQL. So first we are going to assign our SQL command to a Python variable using triple quotes to create a multi-line string. So let me show you how to do that. I'll write my variable name, which is going to be create orders table. It is always recommended to use relevant variable names to make it more readable. And now I'm going to use triple quotes. So the triple quote will ensure I can create my multi-line string. Inside the triple quote, I am going to write my create command, which is create table. Here I'm going to create an orders table first, and inside the orders table I'm going to create my column names. The first column would be the order ID. It is going to be of type integer, and I'll assign this order ID as my primary key column. We'll give a comma. Next, the second column would be customer underscore name. The customer name column would be of type varying character, so I'll write varchar and I'll give a size of 30, and this is also going to be not null. Moving ahead, my fourth column would be the product name column, so I'll write product underscore name. Product name will be of type varying character. The size is, let's say, 20, and it is also not null. Next, I'm going to create my fourth column, which is the date on which the item was ordered or the product was ordered. So I'll write date ordered. The data type will be date. Next, I'll create a quantity column to keep track of the number of quantities that were ordered. This is of type integer. My next column would be unit price, which will basically have information about the price of each unit of product. Unit price can be of type float. And finally, I'll have the phone number of the customer. I'll write phone number. Phone number can be kept as of type varying character. I've assigned a size of 20. Now let's give a semicolon and we'll close the triple quotes. Alright, so this is how the syntax would look like. Next, to run this, we are first going to call our createDB function. So let me give a comment as connect to the database. I'll write connection equal to create underscore db underscore connection. My parameters would be my host name, which is localhost, my username, which is root, comma, my password, and then my database name, which is mysql underscore python. So I'll write just db. Alright. Finally, let's execute this query using the execute underscore query function that we had created earlier. This takes in two parameters. The first one is connection, followed by the variable name, which is create orders underscore table. Let us run it. Okay, there is some error here. Let's see what's the error. Okay, so here we have put 4 double quotes. This should be triple quotes. Now let's run it. Okay, there is another here. Let's debug it. It says name cursor not defined. Let me just roll it to the above cell. If you see here in our execute underscore query function, instead of cursor, I have written cursor. So R is missing. Let's rerun this. And now let's run this again. There you go. You can see here MySQL database connection successful. Even our query was also successful. Now if you want to recheck if the table, that is orders, was created or not, you can check it on the MySQL workbench. So let me show you how to do it. So I am on my MySQL workbench, and under MySQL underscore Python database you have something called as tables. Let me just right click and I'll select refresh all. There you go. You can see this arrow. Just click on this arrow, and here you can see we have a table called orders. So we have created our table called orders. Now you can check the columns as well. You have the order ID, the customer name, product name, ordered date, quantity, unit price, and phone number. Now it's time for us to insert a few records to this table, which is orders. Now to insert records, I'll give a comment as insert data. I'll start with the variable name. Let's say the variable name is data underscore orders. I'll give triple quotes. Next, I'll write my insert into command. So I'll write insert into my table name, that is orders, followed by values, and now I'll start entering my records for each of the rows. So first I'll give 101, which is the order ID. Then I'll give the customer's name, let's say Steve, and the product he had ordered is, let's say, laptop. Then I'll give my date in which the item was ordered. Let's say it is 2018. I'll choose 06 as the month and the date is, let's say, 12. I'll give another comma. This time we'll pass in the quantity, which is 2. Let's say the price of each laptop was $800, and we'll give a phone number. This is random. Let's say 6293730, let's say 802. Alright. Similarly, I am going to insert 5 more records of different customers and their items that they have purchased to this table orders. So here on my notepad I have my rest of the 5 records. Let me just copy it and we'll paste it in the cell here. This will save us some time. Okay, let me recheck if everything is fine. I'll give a comma here. Alright, so we have 6 customers in our table which have their customer IDs from 101 to 106. We have Steve, George, Stacy, Nancy, Maria and Danny. You have the different items they have purchased: laptop, books, trousers, t-shirts, headphones and smart TV. This is the date on which they had ordered this item, the number of quantities they had ordered, and then we have the unit price and some random phone numbers. So let's create the connection now. I'll write connection equal to, I'll write create underscore db underscore connection. Then I'll going to give my same parameters. Let me just copy it from the top, which is localhost, the host name, root is my username, then we have password and the database name, and then I'll use the same query as above, which is execute query. I'll copy this, paste it here, and instead of create orders table variable, I'll put as data underscore orders. So this will store my insert into command. You can see the variable I've used here is data underscore orders. Now it's time, let's just run it. Alright, there was some mistake here. Let's debug it. Again, this should be triple quotes and not 4. Now let me rerun it again. There you go. You can see here my SQL database connection successful and my query was also successful. Now we'll create another user-defined function which will help us read query and display the results. So I'll write my function name as def read underscore query. This will take in 2 parameters, connection and query. Then I'll write cursor equal to connection.cursor. I'll put my result as none, and then I'll use my try and accept block. I'll write try cursor dot execute. This will take in 1 parameter, which is query, and then I'll give another variable which is result equal to cursor dot fetch all. Now this fetch all method will return all the results in the table. I'll write return result. Next we'll use the accept block. So I'll write accept error as err, give a colon, and I'll use my print statement. Just scroll this down. I'll use my formatting f error, give a colon followed by a space within single quotes. Inside curly braces I'll give err and close my double quotes. Let's run it. Alright, so now we are all set. Now we are going to use our select clause, having, whereby, then we'll see how to use order by clause, some inbuilt functions, we'll update some records, delete some records, and do a lot of other stuff. So let's start with our first query. So our first query is going to be using the select statement. Alright, so suppose I want to display all the records that we have inserted into our orders table. So the way to do is I'll assign my query to a variable, let's say q1. I'll give triple quotes. Within triple quotes I'll write select star from orders. I'll give a semicolon followed by the triple quotes. Now we'll establish the connection. So let me just go to the top and I'll copy this line, which is to connect to our database. I'll paste it here. Now we'll create a variable called results that will store the result of this query, and we are going to assign this variable to our function, that is read query, and this read query will have two parameters, the connection and the variable name, which is q1 for the query. Next, to display I'm going to use a for loop. I'll write for results, for result in results print, I'll say result. Now we are done. Let's just run this query. There you go. You can see here we have successfully printed all the rows in our table, which is orders. You can see we have 6 records in total. Now we are going to explore a few more queries. So let me just copy this and we are going to edit in the same query. I'll paste it here. Next, let's say you want to display individual columns from the table and not all the columns. So let me create the variable q2. Now instead of star, I'm going to display only the customer name and let's say the phone numbers of the customer. So I'll write phone underscore number. Alright, the rest all remains the same. Let me just recheck it, and here instead of q1 we'll put q2, and let's run this cell. Alright, you can see here now we have displayed only 2 columns. The first column is the customer name and then we have their respective phone numbers. Okay, now let me just paste that query again. Now we are going to see how you can use an inbuilt function, that is, in our table we have the order date, and from the order date we are only going to display the different years that are present in the order date. So to do that I am going to use the year function. I'll edit this query. Instead of q1 I'll make it q3, and here I'm going to write select year, which is my function name, from my column which is date ordered, from orders, and here I'll change this to q3. q1, q2, q3 are basically query 1, query 2 and query 3. Let's run it. There you go. So we have successfully extracted the different years present in the order date column. Now if you want to display the distinct or the unique dates present in the column, you can use the distinct keyword in the select statement. So the way to do it is I'll write select distinct, give a space, the rest of the query remains the same, and here instead of q3 I'll write q4. I'll make this as q4. Let's run it. You can see 2018 and 2019 are the unique year values that are present in the order date column. Okay, now moving ahead, let's write our fifth query, and this time we are going to explore how you can use the where clause. So I'll change this to Q5 before I write my query. So let's say you want to display all the orders that were ordered before 31st of December 2018. So to filter this, we are going to use the where clause. So I'll write select star from orders. Next I'll write where my date underscore ordered is less than, within quotes I'll give my date value, which is 2018 December 31st. So all the items or the products that were ordered before 31st of December 2018 will be displayed. So let's run it. Alright, you can see here there are 3 orders in our table which have been ordered before 31st of December. Now moving ahead, we want to display all the orders that were made after 31st of December. So here what you can do is, I'll just copy the above query again. I'll copy this line. So instead of less than 31st of December 2018, I'll make it as greater than. So every order that was placed after 31st of December will be displayed. If you run it, so you can see here there are 3 orders in our table which were ordered after 31st of December 2018. Now moving ahead, let's write our 7th query. Now let's see how the order by clause works in SQL. So you can filter your results based on a particular column or sort it based on a particular column. So this is going to be my query 7. I'll write it from scratch again. Let's say you want to display all the columns from the table. So I'll write select star from orders. Then I'm going to use order by unit price. I'll give a semicolon. Let's run this query and see the output. Now if you see the result here and you mark the unit price column, the result has been ordered in ascending order of unit price. You see here it starts with the lowest price and then goes on with the highest price towards the end. Now if you want to order it in descending order, you can use the keyword DESC. So this will ensure your top or the most expensive products appear at the top and the least expensive products appear at the bottom. Alright. Next, now let's see how you can create a data frame from the given table. So as you know, using Jupyter Notebook and Pandas, you can create data frames and work on it very easily. So with this table also we can create our own data frame. So for that, let me create an empty list first. I'll write from db equal to, I'll assign this as an empty list. So we are going to return a list of lists and then create a Pandas data frame. Next I'll write my for loop. I'll write for result in results. I'll assign result to list of results. So I'm converting the result into a list and then I'm going to append it to the empty variable or the empty list, which is from underscore db dot append. I'll append the result to my empty list. Next we need to pass in the columns now that will be part of our data frame. So I'll write columns equal to this column, I'll pass it within a list. So I'll give my first column as order ID, then we have the customer name. Next I have my product name, Then I have the date on which it was ordered. Give a comma. Then we'll have the quantity column. Let me write it in the next line. Next we have the unit price column. And finally we have the phone number column. So I'll write within double quotes phone number, and this we are going to assign it to a data frame. So I'll be using pd dot data frame, which is my function to convert a list into a data frame. My variable I'm going to pass is from_db, and I'll write my next argument is columns equal to my variable name, that is columns. Finally, let's display the data frame, which is df. Alright, so here I'm creating a empty list first, and then I'm creating a for loop, and I'm appending the results to my empty list. Here you can see I have created my column list, and using pd.dataframe I'm converting the list into a data frame. If I run this is append and not appends. Alright, you can see we have our data frame ready. This is the index column. It starts from 0 onwards, and then we have the different column names. Okay, now let's see how to use the update command. Now suppose you want to change the unit price of one of the orders, you can use the update command. So the way to do it, I'll first create my variable, let's say update, and I'll give 3 quotes or triple quotes. Then I'll use my update command, which is update followed by the table name, that is orders. Next I'll write set, let's say unit underscore price. If you see this, let's say I want to set the unit price of trousers from $50 to, let's say, $45. I want to update this particular record. So I'm going to write set unit price column equal to $45, where the order ID equal to 103. So this query will update the third row in our table, which is order ID 103. So it will update from $50 to $45. I'll close the triple quotes, and now I'll use the connection queries again. Let me just paste it here. Alright, I'll delete these 3 lines of code, and instead of that I'll put execute underscore query, and this will take into parameters as always, which is going to be connection followed by the variable name, that is update. Let's run it. You see here it says MySQL database connection successful, query was successful. Now you can recheck that. To do it, let me just go to the top and we'll just copy our first query, which is Q1. I'll copy this and I'll paste it here. Let me just rename this now. This will be Q8, and I'll change this as well. I'll write select star from orders, where my order ID equal to 103. Let's see the unit price of 103 now. You can see here instead of 50, now we have updated it to $45. Alright, now the last command we are going to say is how you can delete a record from the table. I'll write delete command as my comment. Now to delete a query, I'll first give my variable name, which is delete underscore order, and I'll pass in within triple quotes. Next I'll write my delete query, which is delete from my table name, that is orders. Then I'll give my where clause, where let's say I want to delete my order ID 105. Let me just go to the top and explain you again. So if you say this, we want to delete the order ID 105, which was for customer name Maria and she had ordered headphones. We want to completely remove this particular record. So I have my delete query ready. Now let me just create my connection and display the results. So I'll go to the top and I'll copy this connection command, which also has the execute query command, and I'll paste it here. And I'm going to make a change here. Instead of update, we'll write delete underscore order. Everything looks good. Let's just run it. You can see our query was successful. And now if you want to print it, let me just show you. I'll just copy this. We'll paste it here. I'll make this as Q9. I want to verify if my order ID 105 was deleted or not. Instead of this statement, I'll write select star from orders, and here I'll change this to Q9. If I run this, you can see it here. You can mark order ID 105 was deleted and it no more appears in this table. Alright, so this brings us to the end of the demo session on SQL with Python. Let me just scroll you through what we did. So first we imported the important libraries, MySQL connector, then we imported the error function, then we imported pandas using PD. We learned how to create a server connection to MySQL database. We created a new database, that is MySQL underscore Python, and now we connected to that database. We created a function to execute our queries. We saw how you can write a create table command. Then we inserted a few records to our orders table. We created a read underscore query command to read the queries and display the results. Then we started exploring our different SQL commands one by one. We saw how to use select query. Then we selected a few individual columns from our table, followed by using a inbuilt function which was year. Then we saw how to use the distinct keyword. After that, we used our where clause to filter our table based on specific conditions. We saw how to order your results based on a particular column. Then we saw how you could convert the table into a data frame using pd.dataframe function. Finally, we learned how to use the update command and the delete command. Alright, so that brings us to the end of this video tutorial on SQL with Python. I hope it was useful and informative. If you have any queries, then please feel free to put them in the comment section. We'll be happy to help you. Thanks for watching and keep learning.
Hi there, if you like this video, subscribe to the Simplilearn YouTube channel and click here to watch similar videos. To nerd up and get certified, click here.